Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today we're going to continue on with the Star Wars palettes. This is the Sith Seduction. It's got Darth Vader on it. And yesterday I played with the golden one, and I said that was more of a everyday palette. This here has got all velvety shades in it, and they're so smooth and velvety and creaminess, but I'm shocked. Like, I don't think you could use this maybe as an all in one palette. Maybe I can't. I have to have a matte transition state for the most part, and generally I do try to work from the palette, but since this launch did contain the Midnight Sun, I thought I'm going to go ahead and pull the Midnight Sun in with this collection here. Now, if I can get this to show you, maybe not, we'll see. Okay, this is my luck. A couple of these shades, like this one here and this one here, are kind of the same. I mean, there's a slight difference. And then this one and this orange over here, now the texture's definitely different, okay? That's a for sure thing. But again, not as close as the two greens, but similar. And this one and that blue go perfect together, because this is more of a light purple blue and this is a blue. But let me show you what I've done. That way, you know, we can get started. The matte that I went into with this palette was this one right here. And I put it in my crease. So that's where we're going to start first, is just putting the shade in my crease. And then I pretty much try to stick, for the most part, to the other palette. I mean, I still go back in, though, for one shade, but two shades. But I do see where these palettes go with this. Well, the first one and this one. I did receive finally I did receive the third palette. Awesome. So now I have all three. And it does look like this. This one here kinda, no, I don't see it. I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, again, we're talking about Galaxy, so I do see the palette, but just not with the Midnight Sun. Not really. I mean, I guess you could. I mean, but with any palette you could. But definitely this one and the other one, I can see a good bit, you know? That just, I can just see it. And I'm not a makeup artist, so it is harder for me to see things the way most people do, or like makeup artists do, but I do try my best. And again, could I have skipped over these? Yes, I could have. But actually, after playing with this palette here, and these textures are just so velvety smooth, I'm kind of excited, which I would have never guessed. I really thought the golden one would have been the one, if any. I would have been, well, other than the colorful one. But that was just to play with color. That's not like a look I would do necessarily, like every day. But after playing with this one, there's a couple of different ways you could use this palette, and it's kind of got me a little bit excited. So, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I went in with that shade. Then, I took this. Let me sit up there for now. Okay, so then I went in and I took this dark blue shade. This one here. And I basically just kept patting it into this formula to pick it up on the brush, and I put it in the outer corner. I tapped it on so I didn't get a lot of fallout, and then I took it up through the crease. I did find that it was better to tap it on so I didn't get fallout and then take it through, but I didn't really get that much fallout either, I'm not gonna lie. But you can see how well this blends. It does have a base to it. A nice dark pigmented base for that matter. And I truly did not think you could blend. I didn't think you were going to be able to use these like this. I really thought this palette was mostly like a topper palette, in which case it definitely could be a lid palette all on its own. But you can definitely, there is some wiggle room with it, for sure. And I do like that about it. Because I really wasn't sure how I was going to use these shades, if they were only good for the lid, you know what I mean? And inner corner. Because there are a couple lighter shades. But you can see that it's not patchy. It is quite pigmented, but it blends really nice. And again, this is just my first dip. But I'm really trying to make sure I get it blended nicely. Okay, I'm going to go back in again. Now I'm just going to start picking it up little by little. And patting it on, because I definitely want this to be pigmented on this part of my lid, because I am going to drag another color in. But I want this to show, but I also don't want fallout, y'all. Again, definitely no fallout. Can't do that. Alright, then I took that same shade as I drop it all, which shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Oh. Alright, I took the same shade and we ran it under the lower lash line. I don't really know what to do with these brushes right now. Oh, there it is. So I'm taking this like shading brush and I'm just putting it right on the very the tip of the brush, and we're going to run it across the lower lash line right up on it. And I think this would work for all of these shades because they all have the same texture. And I will swatch, but like I think you could use these, because so far I don't have, well, I got a little teeny bit. But on the other eye, I didn't get fallout until I used one particular shade, which I'll show you in a minute. Alright. Okay, I got that blended nicely on the bottom lash line. I did get a little bit of fallout right there, but it is actually going away. So that's nice. Alright. Good. That's a good thing. I was worried about that. So then I went into the Midnight Sun. So I've used this shade. Now I'm going to pick up this shade here and we're going to put it on the lash line, or on the on my lid, I mean. And it's a very pretty purpley color, which I really do like. It's one of my favorites in this palette, actually. And we're going to just smooth it on. And I didn't spray it, so if I get fallout from this palette, it is my fault because I didn't really spray. But on the other eye, I didn't get any fallout, so I'm hoping to do the same. And I'm just placing it all over the lid. like that. Then I took, let's see, this brush here, and I went into this shade right here, and I just sort of like dipped it in. It's like a pink champagne shade, and I'm gonna put it in my inner corner here very carefully so I don't get fallout everywhere. Like that. And I like this shade a lot. It would be pretty on the lid also. That's what I think of this palette here. It's like a palette for the lid. And that's kind of cool because I own a lot of matte shadows, so if I just wanted to amp it up, I could grab for this palette to find a shadow to, you know, amp it up, so to say. Okay, so then I've got that look on. So this is what this eye's looking like so far. I'm going to put a little more dark blue shade in this outer corner, the blue from this palette, because I don't want to lose that color. It's a pretty dark color, but I'm just patting it on at this point because it's on the lid. I'm not really blending with it. And I do think that I blend it pretty good up in here to begin with, which is kind of a shocker that I was able to do that, to be honest. Okay. All right, now this is where I got fallout because I can't help myself. When I get into this palette, I have to use this shade right here. It's a special shade. And what I'm going to do is just put a little bit, I'll pick it up on my finger, and I'm just going to place it right in the middle of my eye. I'm just tapping it right on. And I always do that. I'll fix it. I don't want to lose the shades that I already have, but I want that amped up look right in the middle. Like, it's just so pretty. And this is definitely a shade that's good to put on with your finger. Now, if you want exact, you might want to spray. I wouldn't suggest, maybe use her little stick thing. But then it is hard once you get fallout to get that off of there. I will say that. So you do want to be very careful with it. So you kind of either want to do your eyes first or definitely lay something down so that you don't have that problem. But I'm going into this brush here so that I can sort of move this shade around a little bit, get it where I want it, to control it, and then I'll relayer what I want. I'll just wipe the brush off. But do you see how beautiful that shade is? And it will amp up whatever look you have, to be honest with you. It really will. So I'm going back into that purple shade out of the Midnight Sun and placing it right here. And the shades do mix well together. That's the nice thing about them. Okay. Then we're going to go back into that dark blue shade and make make sure we didn't lose it in this outer corner here. And then I'll clean up my mess once I get it where I want it. All right. I think I got it. Where I want it. It is hard to get both eyes the same when you're doing one eye at a time. But I think we're probably as good as we're going to get, and I don't want to keep messing with it and messing it up by no means. Because even though this is not a look I would generally go for at all, I really like the way it came out. Like, I think that's beautiful. Now, if I can get this fallout under control, we might have a good makeup day. Alright, for liner, I used the ColourPop Kicker, the silver liner. For top lashes, we're going to use the Bite Beauty mascara. And I'm going in with a light hand here because, well, we all know I love to mess up on mascara. And I really don't need that right now. Because I'm already nervous because I use dark shades that it's not going to look right. And then mascara can always mess me up if I'm not careful with it. I apologize if you hear kids fighting, because they are. Christmas break and all. Bring on the new year. And then I didn't purchase the mascaras with it because I already bought them at Holiday, but for the lower lash line, we're going to use the something. I can't even read the color on this. It's the blue shade, the darker blue, not the aqua blue. And I'm just going to place that on the bottom lashes because why not? I thought maybe it'd make it pop a little more of that eyeshadow down there. And it kind of did. It don't look bad. And there you go, the final look. So what do I think now about these palettes? By using them with the Mothership palette, I like them a little better. By themselves, not so much, but because of the way I do my makeup is why. If it wasn't for that reason, I think it wouldn't matter. But because I am so needing mattes, to be honest and fair, unless it's a satin, but not these velvety metallic shades. Like, those are hard for me to work with because it's not something I'm used to. But overall, I mean, this is a beautiful look. Beautiful. And the colors are beautiful and they're so vibrant, and I mean, it's just crazy how they are. So let me do the swatches on my hand for you so you can really see this palette for what it is, because let me tell you, for what it is, it's pretty darn amazing, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. So again, this is what it looks like, and let's get to the swatches. Don't drop the palette. I mean, like, I wish I could explain to you how velvet they feel, to be honest. Shade. I mean, they really are just beautiful. All right. Okay. Although, because they are so velvety, the pans around them are going to probably get a little dirty. But, all right, here's that. And then here's this. I mean, you can't tell by the swatches, though, how velvety they feel, but the texture of them is amazing. So to me, this makes this palette just a little bit special for that reason. And the price point is really good too. I believe, what, $36 for it? So I can't even knock it for the price point. It's not going to be your everyday palette, I don't think. It could be. I see that palette, like, in my makeup collection, I see it more for date night, special occasions, glam, like something like that. You know what I mean? In my everyday. Again, everybody's different, so everybody would want different things every day even. But that's how I would do it. Or if I just had, like, if I wanted to go into, like, my Tarte palette or something, like the Tartelette, right? I don't like the shimmers in them at all, but the mattes are good. I would simply just use the mattes and use that. You know what I mean? If I was wanting to get something out of my collection, I could see where I would bring that in. I'm using this on my lips. It's a Mcgrath something. As I talk, trying to put lipstick on. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I believe it's called Flesh 7 or 1. Nope, 7. Flesh 7, yeah. I don't know even what this is. Lip Fetish. Lip Shine. Yeah, I think it's a lip shine. But it came in one of those, I think it was the Divine Rose collection. But I'm wearing it today with the lip liner MAC Mahogany, I think is what it was. I'm pretty sure. Maybe. Yeah, Mahogany. MAC Mahogany. And I thought they went pretty well together, so not bad overall. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I'm sorry this video took so long. We'll go to the third palette tomorrow, and then I got the new Natasha Denona palette, which is adorable. I got the palette and the highlighter, which the highlighter is absolutely amazing. So really, I got all that coming, and I think that's all I got. Yep, that's all I got. So that is all I have for you today. I hope this video helped in some way, shape, or form. If it did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I do upload. I upload every day but Sunday. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.